I think that being a teacher is a blessing. I get to influence my students every single day that they're in the classroom. So when they leave my classroom, they will have a brighter future. So what I instill in them today will help them in their future.
The special moments that I see in my classroom are when the students have built that confidence and raise up their hand and they want to participate and show the students their thought process, or they show the students the strategy that they use. And if somebody used one, another one participates and says, I want to go show the way I solved it.
They're looking at different things. And of course, with science, they want to become scientists, astronomers, study the waters, whatever it is, oceanographers, biologists, they start looking at all different fields. So if you give them that information, they're going to just run with it. But we got to be able to give it to them.
I'm a product of McAllen, so it feels really good to be able to give back. Especially when I first started at Milam, I was working with people who taught me. So to be able to see all of that come full circle and be able to be the difference that they made for me has been really special.
My philosophy when it comes to teaching is to teach all of my students to be well-rounded individuals that will grow up and be successful in our community.
Mastering the content is also very important, and that's always part of every lesson that we do. But I feel building relationships with our students is more valuable and a key to help them succeed.
Once I moved to Texas, and as I got older, it was just in me. I knew that was what I wanted to do, and I've been teaching 19 years, and it's a blessing. It's something that I don't see myself doing anything else.
To always help them grow, to have enriched activities for them. My goal is to always make those students enjoy my classroom and to take something of that with them as they grow up. And hopefully in 30 years they'll remember me too.
I want to see them grow physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially. That's my philosophy. Teaching opens up the doors to everything.
I've always felt the need since I was little to help out in some way. It was something I liked to do. I liked the idea of being in the classroom and being able to teach.
I know I have made a difference in a student's life when I see that a student is able to participate in class discussions, take initiative in their learning, and I can see they're eager to learn more.
My goal is to set a strong academic foundation and also to encourage my children to become risk takers, problem solvers, and well-rounded future leaders.
Transitioning from being at home and then coming back to school, well, the students have major learning gaps with them. And just working with them in small groups to read, teach, and enrich, and they're like, Miss, I increased my reading fluency rate, or Miss, I passed my test. It just makes me happy that I am making a difference in their lives.
During my educational journey, I was in the classroom for 18 years as an ELA teacher, teaching 6th and 7th grade ELA. And what an amazing experience all those years brought me.
When I got to college, I was brought up with the opportunity to get interested in bilingual education, and I thought, well, that's a great opportunity to help students that were bilingual just like me to cultivate their language and inspire them for the future.
A friend of mine invited me to a children's literature class one night, and I was entranced. The characters just fell off the pages. It was like visiting with old friends from my childhood, the stories from my past. And that was the night I decided to become a teacher. I had found my people and I had found my home.
As a teacher, having that framework, the emotional intelligence, the self-regulation, the self-awareness, the motivation, the empathy, the social skills, those have assisted me as a teacher to become more successful as they're embedded into the curriculum.
One of the things I do is call my students the Kinderstars because each one of them has so much to offer this world, and I can't wait to see what they become in the future. Former students will come back and say, oh, Miss Silva, I'm headed off to this university or to this college, and it's just so blessing and rewarding to be part of their success.
My philosophy of teaching is basically a lot of student-centered. I feel that any student can reach their goal, and I'm like the tool, the mentor that's going to get them to reach their potential.
My philosophy of teaching is to create a safe environment in my classroom where kids feel comfortable to make mistakes because I feel like making mistakes helps the students learn in their education and helps them grow. They can find their strengths and their weaknesses there.
We get to teach music to kids. We get to teach kids how to play instruments. So, there's been many moments
where I've had a lot of gratification because I saw what a student could do, and then when they realize that potential and then they surpass their potential, it's like a proud papa moment. Like there's no better way for me to say it other than that.
We have to establish a positive atmosphere because every kid is different. It's not one shoe size fit everybody. Everybody has to be taught in a different way, either visual or auditory or kinesthetic, to meet the kids' need, and nobody's left behind.
My biggest influencer in my life is my mother, Juanita Garcia. She herself was an educator for 39 years, and I would always love during the summers when I would go to her schools to help her out with the bulletin boards, just to make her room pretty, all the new supplies, and I fell in love with that. And I knew since I was about 4 years old that I was going to be a teacher.
Regardless of what the learning gaps are, regardless of the learning disabilities or home environments, if there's a teacher who's implementing structure and is being consistent with curriculum and instruction on a daily basis, paired with the McAllen ISD emotional intelligence framework, I believe any child can succeed.
My student is more than a test score. And so that's very important to me, that I know that years from now it won't matter what their test scores were, but how I made them feel, what I taught them, to be in and out of the classroom.
And now the students look and say, what is Teacher of the Year? Wow, you're Teacher of the Year? And I said, yes, because I've worked hard. I've encouraged you all, and I want y'all to succeed. I don't want you to think, okay, I just graduate and I don't have to do anything. No, you can. There's more options out there, and I'm here for you all.
I love what I do. I have a passion for teaching, and this year becoming Teacher of the Year, it wasn't just like, oh, you became a Teacher of the Year and it's something good. No, it's now what am I going to do with it? That I can take it out and tell teachers, hey, we have an impact. We have to do something with becoming a Teacher of the Year. It's not just a label.
Just getting to know the kids, getting them to trust you, getting to know their lives, their likes, their dislikes, their difficulties in life really makes a huge difference. And so with that trust, then we can build real lifelong learners.
As a teacher, my job is to provide two things. It's to provide structure and rigor, but to combine that with fun and the freedom to express themselves and who they are. A lot of that has to do with getting to know them as people, not just as numbers or students or test results. I'm really interested in getting to know my students.
As much as I try to make a difference in my students' life, they definitely make a difference in mine. When students come to me and let me know they really enjoy my classroom or that they love reading and writing because of the class, I feel overjoyed, I feel accomplished, and it just reinforces the passion for what I do. I would definitely say that students make a difference in my life.